Okay, let's see if we can run through example 6 and example 7 quickly because we've already been doing it in the warm-ups here.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Go ahead and do example 6a on your own. On your mark, get set, go. 6a. So x squared minus 6x plus 8. Very similar to the warm-up. Unfoil it. Unfoil it. Double bubble. Yeah. That one was double bubble. So it's x minus 3 times x minus 3. Yeah, so you can square it after the fact. Target product, target sum. It looks like some of y'all are done. Two numbers that multiply to give you negative 8 that add up to give you negative 6. What are they? 4 and 2. And because the product is positive, 4 and 2 are either both positive or both negative. But because our middle term is a negative, they have to both be negative. So x minus 4 times x minus 2 or x minus 2 times x minus 4. If you want to see why that works, all you have to do is FOIL it back out, right? If you first out or in or last and combine the middle terms, you'll get what we started with. Okay, this one here, double bubble. You know this is x and this is x because that's x squared. Factors of negative 24, your target product, that add up to 5, target sum. 24 and 1, right? No, that's 25 or 23. That's too big. 12 and 2. 12 minus 2 is 5. That's not 5. 6 and 4. Oh, 8 and 3. Very good. 8 and 3. And because the product is negative, one's positive and one's negative, how do we decide which one's positive? The big one is positive because that sum has to be positive, so positive 8, negative 3. Get it? Got it? Good, right? It's getting easy unfoiling these things. All right. Factor the trinomial. Harder one. Cross out the word harder and put more fun. Okay? The more fun one. Okay. What's the first rule of factoring? I told y'all that up here the other day. The first rule of factoring was to what? Look for the greatest common factor. Yeah. Do we have a common factor in these three terms? We do. We have a 3. Let's factor the 3 out. That leaves us 1x squared minus 1x minus 12. Okay. Now, I've taken one that had a leading coefficient that wasn't the 1, which are the more fun ones, and I've turned it into a trinomial that does have a leading coefficient of 1. So now to factor that, I just bring the 3 on down, and then I double bubble because I'm going to factor the inside. It's 1x squared on the inside, so this is x and this is x. And now I have my target product of negative 12, and my target sum is negative 1. Factors of negative 12 that add up to negative 1. 3 and 4, and which one has to be negative if the sum is negative? The bigger one, which is the 4, so it's x plus 3, x minus 4. Or x minus 4, bless you, x plus 3, either one. But the 3 stays out front. Right, it was more fun. You had to factor out the 3 first. What's that? Yeah, you factor out a 3 from all 3 terms. So you divide out the 3 from all 3 terms. And you stick it out front. Because here the product is negative, and the only way you get a negative product is if one of them is negative. The one up there had a positive 8, so they had to both be negative. Yeah. All right, let's do this one here. 3x squared minus 2x minus 8. Is there a common factor? There is not. So this is the one that is the most funnest. We'll use the double comparative here. Mostest funnest. Yeah. Double bubble it for sure. But now, instead of just an x and an x, 3 is a prime number. There's only one way to factor 3, right? 3 and 1. So we'll put this as a 3x and this as an x. But that gives us a lot of options now on the back end because some factors of 8 are 8 and 1, or it could be 1 and 8. Those are different now because they pair up with the 3 differently, right? What's another way to factor 8? It could be a 2 and a 4, or it could be a 4 and a 2, right? So we have 4 different possibilities to try out here. Okay, let's try out the 8-1 combo. Let's just start at the top. The inside would be 8. The outside would be 3. Is 8 minus 3 2? No, so that's not going to work. So I'm just gonna get rid of them. Okay, boom. Let's try the 1 and the 8. The inside is 1. The outside is 24. Is 24 minus 1 2? No, that takes us the way wrong direction. That's not it. Let's try the 2x and the 4 times 3. Okay, the inside gives us 2x. The outside gives us 12x. 12 minus 2, is that 2? No, so that's 10. So maybe it's the old 4-2 combo. Let's see. The inside is 4. The outside is 6. 4 and 6 only differ by 2. So sure enough, it was the last one I tried. But that's okay. We got to see why the others didn't work. Now I work on the sign. Because the product is a negative 8, those two, the 4 and the 2, have to be opposite sides. My sum has to be negative. So the larger of the two products now has to be negative. My inside product is 4x, and the outside product is 6x. Which is bigger, 4 or 6? Let's try it again. Which one is bigger, the 4 or the 6? The 6. So I need to make the 6 negative by making the 2 negative. See that? Good. I need to make the 2 negative because it multiplies by the 3, and then I make the 4 positive. So it's a little bit different when you have a number in the front that's not a 1. Not necessarily. No, you still have to check. You still have to check. Okay. So it's 3x plus 4 times x minus 2, and that was the absolute most funnest one. Okay. But we saw one like that, similar to that, in the warm-ups. All right, that concludes 1.1. While I stop the recording and queue up the next one, go ahead and go to Canvas and download 5.1. And your mark is